This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys, quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. When you were little, your parents and teachers told you that someday you'd be a grown-up, and that grown-ups were more mature than kids. Grown-ups take responsibility. They put in an honest day's work for an honest day's wage. They deal with each other with consideration and open minds. They stand by their word, and, stuff like that. At least that's what they told me. I'm sure in the back room, they were doubled over in laughter at my youthful naivete, because none of this, none, as far as I can tell, is true. Today, the head of the U.S. Secret Service was being grilled by Congress. The Secret Service's job is to protect the president. It's their first, foremost, and primary job. They had a little oops. They let a guy with a knife get pretty far into the White House before catching him. Apparently, the White House doesn't have the same kind of motion-detecting burglar alarm that my one-bedroom apartment does. The head of the Secret Service stood before Congress and said, "Mistakes were made." Oh, I am so relieved to hear that, aren't you? I didn't realize that letting armed intruders into the White House was a mistake. I thought it was just the way things were supposed to work. Of course, the passive voice is masterful. Now, had she used active voice and said, "I made a mistake," well, then I might have thought that perhaps she set up inadequate employee screening, or maybe policies and procedures that were broken or cumbersome, or maybe that she didn't implement oversight or training, or cultivate a culture of excellence and pride in their work. But since she said mistakes were made in passive voice, I realized that there's nothing that she could have done. My heart swells in admiration at this sterling role model of towering leadership. I can't imagine a more competent, inspiring leader, because saying mistakes were made in passive voice makes me understand that she did her job perfectly. No one ever looked up to a great leader and said, "Wow, that passive voice was brilliant. You really inspired me with the way you evaded responsibility for doing your job." In fact, no one ever looked up to anyone and said that. When you don't deliver on a promise you've made, a product you were supposed to deliver, or a job you were supposed to do, everyone knows it. It isn't a secret. Yet, our first instinct is to hide. "No, Mommy, I didn't take the cookies we say as crumbs fall out of our mouths. Mistakes were made, but not by me." Worked when you were 7 because the grown-ups were being polite. They didn't actually believe you. Mommy saw the crumbs. And today, your work group knows that your deliverables didn't deliver. Excuses, especially obvious ones, just make things worse. People often forgive failure, but people virtually never forgive cover-ups. Nor should they. When you screw up, it puts us at risk once. But, screw-ups happen. We get that. We can forgive. But when you cover it up, we can't trust you to recognize and fix future screw-ups. A cover-up tells us that you're putting us at risk forever. Admit your mistakes. You know what the 3 scariest words are in the English language? Think about it. What 3 words cause even the manliest man to run screaming out of the room? And it's not, "I love you." It's, "I screwed up." But when it's time, and it happens, say it. You're only saying what everyone's thinking anyway. Own your mistake. Admit it. Use active voice. "I made a mistake. I didn't deliver on my promise. My code was full of bugs and it delayed the team." First and foremost, use a confident voice tone. A weak little, oh my gosh, I screwed up. I'm so sorry. I'm worthless and I'm slime. I'm even lower than the lowest barnacle. Now that's admitting a mistake, but it goes a little bit too far. It also says, "I'm prey. Hunt me down." The rest of your work group, being predators, will jump on you and tear you to shreds, feasting on the bloody remains of your reputation. But a confident voice tone is very different. "I screwed up." The words say you didn't deliver. The voice tone says that you're calm, competent, and still in control of the situation. Of course, even if you really aren't deep down inside. Next, apologize. Be genuine. Take a few moments to actually feel sorry. You let people down. This time around, you are that guy or girl or intersex. You caused other people distress? Own it. You may be a good person, but this time you did a bad thing. Give a sincere apology. "This was my responsibility, and I didn't fulfill it. I screwed up. I'm sorry." You've addressed the substance, your screw-up, and the relationship issues. You caused harm to others, and you're sorry about it. And now, move on. If it's possible, propose a plan for how you, yes, you, will fix the situation going forward. Make sure you can do what you propose, of course. You don't want to be that guy, or girl, or intersex twice. If you need to ask for the team's help, ask. You can even just say, "This was my responsibility and I didn't fulfill it. I screwed up. I'm sorry. I want to make it right, but I don't know how. What's a good path forward?" And ask the team for suggestions. If there's no way to recover and your mistake was indeed the kind that requires you to leave this particular organization, then resign gracefully. If the mistake is a fireable offense, then you're gone either way. You can go kicking and screaming, making a fool out of yourself since everyone knows that you're the one who made the mistake, or you can leave maturely, taking responsibility for your actions and choosing your path forward. We all make mistakes, and next time you do, resist the urge to do a cover-up. They rarely work out and they just make you look bad. Instead, admit your mistake confidently. Apologize to the people who depended on you and offer to make it right. These are simple steps. They address the facts, the feelings, and the responsibility of the situation. Even though other people may be stuck at the toddler developmental stage, you'll be demonstrating that you, at the very least, have actually moved on to become a responsible grown-up. This is Steve Robbins. Email suggested topics to getitdone@quickanddirtytips.com. I help high achievers accelerate their careers by building strong persuasion and influence skills. If you want to know more, visit steverobbins.com. That's SteverRobbins.com. Work less, do more, and have a great life.